Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Hello, all you paranormal freaks. It's the last Saturday of the month, and you know what that means. The veil is at its thinnest. So if you're brave enough, all of you hitchers and drifters, load up for a ride with Golden Jay and Logan as they traverse to the other side.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden Jay, and I'm hanging out with...
Just Logan, his co-host and future ghost.
It is
I
true.
did that backwards. I like that, mixing it up.
Gotta keep them guessing on what's going to come out of your mouth.
Speaking of keeping them guessing, tonight is going to be a little bit different other side than you guys are used to. Well, there's nothing wrong with mixing it up every now and then.
You got it.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that we cut into this month a little bit with the other one. So we only had 3 episodes to go over.
It's true.
But tonight is the other side, Seance Edition.
Oh, okay.
That's because we're summoning other ghost hosts to join in from the other side.
From the other side.
But we're going to give Golden Jay a chance to think who it might be.
Ooh, it's going to be trivia time. And you know how well I do at trivia.
Well, this is not horror related, so you should be fine. I would hope so.
I'm excited.
So, what do you think we're working with on the other side here? Hey, no pun intended. The other side.
All right. So, I don't know. My initial thought process would be that we do not have Chico or Colton because they are actually recording the Call Guys this evening, so we can scout those out. I mean, it could be the Skywalker. It could be. But
is it past napping time?
Napping time is from 5 to 7:30, I think, but I could be wrong. I almost want to say that this is Matt.
Is that your final answer?
You know what? I'm going to go with my final answer.
Reveal yourself, ghost host.
What's up, you goblins and ghouls?
Oh, I nailed it. I nailed
look
it.
At the studio in the background. Yeah. You got a casting couch in there? What?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You can't have your own place and not have a casting couch.
That's fair.
Very important business gets done on this couch.
But hey, I watched some of those videos about casting couches. I'm not sure I want to know.
Definitely don't want to be in
Golden Jay is the foremost expert on casting couches.
Hey, listen, man, I was young once. I remember.
Yeah, he really wanted to get those jobs.
I was looking for those jobs bad. My brother, it is so good to see you. I was actually just thinking about you a couple days ago. Of course, I've been watching all your videos and stuff you've been posting on Facebook. The studio looks great. It looks like you're having a fucking blast, dude. I actually am looking forward to seeing both you and Bose during Logan's wedding. And I'm like, you know what I need? I need one of these brand new United States Paranormal posters I have signed by you and Bose so I can have a full United States Paranormal cast signed poster for my own personal representation.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah, no, I totally forgot that you're going to be down here for Logan's wedding.
Yes.
No, that's going to be a lot of fun.
It's what's really awkward is Matt hasn't gotten an invite yet. So.
Well, I just assumed the invite is implied.
Yeah, we're working. We're
working
on getting all those things mailed out and situated and all that jazz. But absolutely, the boys
No
are
rushes or anything. But yeah, this is my new spot. This is a studio I run with 2 business partners, and I was able to quit my job so I could do this stuff full time. So it's been a lot of fun. Very scary, but a lot of fun.
That is a leap that I would love to take, but I am just not in that position. So, I mean, I'm proud of you, man. I'm glad you were able to do it. And like I said, you look like you're having so much fun doing what you're doing and working with some of those artists and stuff. And so congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And thank you for having me.
He had
Logan
no
hit me
fucking
up.
idea what was going on. So
Logan hit me up like 3 hours ago.
Yeah,
it's more than 3 hours ago. It's more than 3.
This is definitely how we run this other side show. It's like, hey, are you busy tonight? We need to record this. Oh, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, like the first hour and a half is us just doing whatever the hell we want. So
That's
but that's gonna be tonight's whole episode is just whatever the hell we want. So I figure
Classic derailing fashion.
yeah, absolutely. I figured it would be a good time to get Matty a chance to get out there and use his studio for some podcasting and catch up with Matt. I know you guys haven't talked in a while. And I haven't really talked to either of you in a little bit. So, like, at least sit down and talk. Like, last time I saw Matt was at a party, and that's always hectic. So,
right.
Especially with children involved.
Yeah, especially with children involved. But I seen you've been working. Well, I know you've been working because I talked to him last night, listened to him talk. Bose was in the studio working the other day, laying down some tracks. What I'm assuming.
Yeah. What was he doing last night? Last night was vocals for this cover that we're doing. We're kind of just doing it for fun. We'll be creating a social account for the studio and posting some of these covers and stuff we're working on. But right now he's kind of taking lead on a personal project of Hold the Line by Toto.
Oh, wow.
And so he had a couple female singers that we're friends with in the studio last night who were willing to come in and lay down some vocals for us.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. I miss my studio time, my music studio time. It's been a while since I've actually been picked up a guitar, let alone laid any music tracks. And we're actually talking about doing something like that with me and Bobbi, just kind of doing some extra stuff for the Patreon and, just some fun stuff. We like to throw out the fun shit for the top tier. So.
Yeah, go for it. It's a lot of fun, and be the change you want to see in the world.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah, it sounded like I did. It doesn't come out until tomorrow, but I did an interview with Chico, and he did a lot of talking about growing up in a musical family and playing and how he misses stuff like that. So I'm sure he would be happy to get back in there and play some drums too.
Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, and we've mentioned this in several of the other podcasts. Your interview with Colton, top tier, dude. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, Kayla had to listen to me. It went about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I don't know if Maddie knows. I hadn't talked to him about it, but I sat down and did interview with both the call guys separately, and just got to know him a little bit better. And by the end of the Colton one, I felt like Gunnar messaged us when he was done editing. He was like, by the end of this, I was like, did they just become best friends? And I guess Colton will be going to Logan's wedding next year. Because it's unreal to sit down. Like, I know the guy, but I don't know the guy.
Right.
And to sit down and talk to him and to us to find out we had so much in common and a lot of our life experience was very similar was trippy. It was really trippy.
Yeah, you guys had a ton of things in common, from working in HVAC stores to, he played basketball, you played hockey. I mean, just so many little things that just kind of fit together. And I was like, damn.
Both around the same age, left the state that we were in to go try something new, and lasted for a short extent of time. It was like I said, it was trippy. And then the one Chico, which drops tomorrow, was really interesting too. It had a good time, and that one just ran like 5 minutes shorter than the Colton one. So, yeah,
I'm looking forward to listening to that one tomorrow when it comes out.
Like I said, I like staying busy. That's like the end of my planned call guys stuff. So that just dropped off because I did the back-to-back 3 Power Ranger episodes with them, and then the 2 interviews. And this week I skipped both my streams because my Sunday stream, I was hoarse because of talking all day at the kids' birthday party and yelling at children. And then yesterday I was out in the heat all day and I just felt really low energy. And it was just like, you don't want to go into a stream low energy because people are there to be entertained. And it's just like, if you're not feeling like doing it, just skip it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's hard to live stream. It's a challenge.
Yep. Like I said, it's multitasking and I'm getting used to it, but it takes a little bit because you got the chat going the whole time. So you want to interact with them, but you also got the thing that you're doing. Here recently on Sundays, we've been doing tier list. So that's what we're rating, like 48 seasons of Red Rangers was the first one we did. And I had the chat putting in numbers, like what tier list does this go in? So I'm watching people argue in the chat about like what goes where and me putting my opinion out there and then them instantly telling me I'm wrong and to go fuck myself. But it's neat. It's like I said, it's a neat experience.
Your streams are
I haven't. I've been on a couple of them. I haven't. With as busy as I am, and by the time I realized that the emails come across that you went live, I'm like, shit, I missed it like 2 hours ago. But I mean, from what I've seen, it looks like you're having fun, and you've got a really good following on those streams so far.
Yeah, it's growing. That's for sure. Every week there's somebody new in there that's actively talking in chat, like they act like they've been there the whole time, and they might have, and they're just now deciding to chat. And like I said, it's fun. It's just like I said, you got to be in the right headspace to do it because your energy definitely affects how you interact with people. Usually, like on the Wednesday streams, I watch 3 things. Like I think the other week I was like, I just watched 2, and I was like, I got other things I need to do, so I got to dip and stuff like that. You just got to play it by ear.
Right.
I mean, you could always do drugs.
That too. See, I don't even have caffeine to lean on these days because I dropped that shit forever ago. So it's like if I'm feeling low energy, I'm just low energy unless I'm going to go run around the block or something.
I hear bananas are really good for energy.
I hate bananas, man. Fuck bananas. I like banana flavor. I don't like actual bananas.
Is it a texture thing, or is it you just don't like a cylinder in your mouth? I'm confused.
Nah, I'm gonna knock that. But I just the texture of a banana, I just saying about it.
Eat them vertically. You won't get that. They won't have that compulsion.
Fuck off. So what's it? Go ahead.
No,
go ahead, buddy.
After
no,
you.
You go first.
No, this is your show. This is your show. I'm just here.
I was just going to ask Maddie if you had any, you got anything that you're working on right now or that you want to get working on?
Well, in terms of personal projects, I've had a number of things I wanted to start doing. I wanted to start streaming video games just because I'm playing video games at night, and it'd be nice to at least start doing a little bit of streaming. Aside from that, it's mostly just paid projects. Not too much in the personal realm of things. I'm starting to work on a reality show, hopefully next month. We'll be filming for 3 or 4 months, over the course of 3 or 4 months for this company. Not really allowed to talk about it, but it'll be a really cool project, and I'll pimp it on my socials and stuff once something starts coming out.
That's cool.
Aside from that, I've been mostly just getting all my stuff together here at the studio, and I've been getting a PA system put together so I could start doing more intricate sound stuff for some bands in the area, and I don't know, maybe start doing some DJ work or karaoke work on the side as well. Anything I can do for money, because I like money.
That's fair.
It beats clocking into a day job.
Especially one where you deal with college age people all day long. I imagine that could be taxing, to say the least.
Oh yeah, that you get burnt out real quick teaching. So I'm happy to have done it. I'm happy to have finished out my tenure, and I am happy to move on to something where I don't have a boss. I really like the idea of not having a boss. So hopefully I'll have some more time for some projects once I'm done kind of getting everything together. Right now I'm sweating a lot because I'm out in my garage building equipment and modifying the trailer or the gear that I have.
Oh, I forgot you just got that trailer recently.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. That'd be a fun story to tell. So yeah, I went and I found this trailer on Craigslist, for $3,600. It was a 6x12 trailer, and I needed something to haul all the sound equipment in. So I hit the guy up, went and bought it. He signed some stuff. I didn't fill out the paperwork in front of him because I was like, let's just make this quick. I want to get home. It was like 2 hours we had to drive to go pick up the trailer and then drive back. About a week later, I go to get it registered, and I'm filling out the rest of the information on the title, and I'm like putting on the sale date and stuff. And then I realized as soon as I write the sale date, I was like, wait, this dude signed it for like 4/20, and I bought it on June 3rd. So when I'm on the sale date, I just looked at the date and wasn't paying attention, and I wrote 4/20. So I thought to myself, like, oh, well, I don't want to inadvertently commit fraud. So I scratch out that 4/20 that I wrote down on the sell date and put 6/3. And they made it very clear to me
There you go, fuck yourself.
at the tax office and at the DMV that I had invalidated the title, that I'm super stupid. And had I just been willing to commit minor fraud, they would have put that down as the sale date and it wouldn't have been a problem. So I had to go through this whole process where I had to like go from the tax office to the DMV to an insurance agency to get a title bond, and then back to the tax office. It took 2 days to get it all done. And the DMV, I can't confirm, is the absolute worst thing on the planet.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's been confirmed for a really long time, dude.
So my trip to the DMV, first of all, she was like really very wanted me to know I was dumb and that it was my fault. And so after she told me that, and she was like, but we could do this for you, $15. It's like, yeah, no problem. I go to hand her my card. She's like, we only take cash. I was like, how are you a government office and you only take cash?
They all do that, man. The majority of them do that still to this day.
So I go to walk out and I stop at the door and I sit there for a second. It's like, and I hat in hand, I probe everybody in the waiting room. Like, hey, can I Venmo somebody $20 and if you have a $20 bill on you? And one lady was like, yeah, I've got $20 on me. You can have it. And it's like, oh, thank you so much. You're a lifesaver. This takes like 2 minutes. I go back to the desk. I was like, hey, I managed to get $20. She's like, that's great. I closed out your ticket. You're going to have to get a new ticket and wait. So it just extended the amount of time by as much as possible that I had to be there and deal with them. And then I had like a meeting that I ended up having to take in my car in the DMV parking lot that took like an hour and a half. And after that meeting was over, I had to run like 20 minutes away to Orange from Beaumont so that I could go to the insurance company to get the title bond. And by then it was like 4 and the tax office closed at 4:30. So there was no way I was going to get back to the city I live in, to the county tax office to get that done. So yeah, it was just a pain in the ass. It was an all-day affair, and then I still had to wait till the next day to actually get it finished.
The moral of the story is commit fraud.
Yep, I heard it.
Yeah, commit fraud. 100%. Doesn't matter what it is. Throw a dart at a board. Put different frauds on it. Whatever it lands on, just go for it. It'll make your life easier. I had another adventure today, unrelated to tax stuff, that I'd love to share, because I spent like 4 hours calling every single Home Depot from like here to the other side of Houston to Dallas to Tyler to Shreveport, because I found out last night that Ryobi is clearancing out all of their electric lawnmowers. So you could get a $5,000 electric zero-turn lawnmower for $800.
Oh, wow.
How'd you
So
find
I was
this out?
calling TikTok.
Yeah, so everybody and their
Because
brother
TikTok
fucking
is
knows.
Well, precisely. Now I know where to follow, where I can get the information before it hits TikTok. But so they do this apparently, like they did this last year too. So hopefully they'll do it next year, because I was shit out of luck in the worst possible ways. So several stores were like, oh yeah, we just saw the last one this morning. I called Lake Charles, and they wouldn't pick up the phone. It rang and it rang and it rang. And after 20 minutes, I was like, all right, I'm done waiting. I am going to call some other stores, and then I'll get back around to calling Lake Charles. When I finally get back around to calling Lake Charles, they patch me over to the garden department, and the dude answers my call while standing in front of the guy that he is selling the last mower to. So he's like, "Oh yeah, we've got one more, but there's a gentleman right here looking who's looking at it right now, looking to buy it. But if he doesn't buy it, you can totally come out here and buy it." And I hear the guy in the background of the phone guy's like, "Oh no, I'm buying it."
He used you to make that sale.
So yeah, it's been. It's not the worst thing in the world. I have a lawnmower. It works. I have to fix it every other time I mow.
Well, that doesn't sound like it works very well.
No, it doesn't work great, but it at least works. And I have a big yard, so it's better than push mowing. But yeah, I missed out on a hell of a deal on a riding lawnmower, and I'm a little heartbroken about that.
Damn.
Well, but like you said, I mean, the next year you'll be ahead of the game, so you can jump on that. You'll be down there at the store waiting for the doors to open.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to watch this stuff like a hawk. I've been wanting a new lawnmower. We bought like a cheap lawnmower out of a dude's backyard that he's like, "I'm tired of fixing this thing." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'll fix it for you, dog." And so we got it from him for like really cheap. And it's just.
And now you're tired of fixing the damn thing?
Yeah, now I'm tired of fixing the damn thing. And I was hoping to spend hardly anything for a really good mower. But yeah, that's how my day's gone. Yeah.
That's fun.
How was y'all's day?
My week was half as decent up until today. I don't really collect toys anymore outside of like Super Sentai stuff. Like I stopped Transformers and all that stuff a long time ago. But it's con season. Like San Diego Comic Con's right around the corner. So everybody's announcing like their con exclusives. I lucked out the other day. NECA was like at 11 o'clock, whatever time. We're going to drop our exclusives that we're going to have at the con, but we're going to do it online. So people that can't go to San Diego get a chance. Somehow, never in my life have I managed to do it, but I managed to snag like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2-pack, which is the concepts. Like Eastman and Laird, the guys that created the Ninja Turtles, way back in the day, they both are like sitting in their garage riffing, trying to think what they want to do. And one of them drew a mutant turtle. And he's like, "Look what I did." And they're like, "Oh, that's cool. Let me try drawing it." And they both did their own versions of it. And they looked silly as shit. They made those into action figures, both the concepts. And I snagged that. And then later that day, I went to Target just to walk around because, just not to be at work at my lunch break. And I managed to find, it was actually right here. I don't even know it was a thing. I drove past this truck on my way to my parents' house the other day. For the kid's birthday, and like Essie was unconscious, but Sabrina saw it. They had this huge Target truck, and the cab was red, and it had the dog on the trailer, like massive. I was like, "Oh, that's neat." I didn't know that Target was doing a collaboration with Transformers for Transformers like 50th anniversary.
Oh, that's cool.
And if I would have known that, I would have seen that they had a giant Autobots emblem on the front of that truck cab, like an 18-wheeler, but I didn't know. I'm walking around Target and I see that same truck on a shelf. It's not where it should be, but I see it there. And I'm like, "Oh, that's that truck we saw the other day." And I was like, "Oh, holy shit, that's Optimus Prime." And so I pick it up and I have this guy come up to me and he was like, "Where'd you get that?" And I was like, "It was just sitting over here by the dog food." And he was like, "Ugh." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And he was like, "Do you even collect Transformers?" And I was like, "Well, I used to, but not anymore." And he was like, "Can I have that?" And I was like, "No." I was like, I have it because I want it. And he literally, a full-blown adult man, stomps his feet and fucking walks off. And I'm like, "What the fuck did I stumble upon here?" So I look it up online, and everybody apparently is buying them all up. And I was like, "Fuck it, I just want it because it's neat." So I ended up snagging it. So it's just Optimus Prime. And then they turned the dog into one of the cassette tapes and everything. But today sucked ass because I have my solar supply truck and I drive my forklift into this truck. They back it. The truck backs down my bay, which is a bay from like the early 70s. Like they literally in the middle of this street. It's hard for them to get in here. But they back down and I have to lift my loading bay up with my forklift and a chain to drop it on the truck and then drive in. I go to drive in and I'm unloading stuff and I'm going to back out and all of a sudden I feel the whole truck move and I hear Sid yelling like, "Yo!" And I look behind me. The truck has moved forward about 6 feet, no longer connected to my dock plate, which sits below it now.
Right.
And I'm in a forklift that does not have good brakes or an e-brake that works. So I just have to sit there with my foot on the brake for God knows how long, cooking in this truck until my boss goes get a jack out of the work truck, puts it underneath the dock plate, and cranks it back up so his truck driver can back in. This dude had gotten out of his truck with leaving it on without the emergency brake engaged and just fucked off. And it kicked into gear and went forward and just left me stranded in there.
Jeez. I thought he had, like, when you sent the photo to me earlier, I thought he had just, like, pulled out a little bit, like he was getting ready to leave and he wasn't paying attention.
He wasn't in the truck.
I didn't realize that it.
Yep.
Jeez.
The only reason the truck didn't keep going is because, like I said, they have to back down a massive thing to get down in there. So it stopped. Like, I guess it kicked into first gear and it just did not have enough hood split to keep going. But it had enough to go forward as much as it could and just completely separate me from the dock. So it was fun. It was a good day. Outside of that, my week's been fine.
It sounds exciting.
Yeah. Angry nerds and truck mishaps. That's my week.
What is it with adults and just being like children for stuff like that?
I don't know, man. Like I said, I stopped going to the stores and collecting toys a while ago just because it gets bad. The communities aren't fantastic. So, case in point.
My week has just been basically wrapped up in the podcasting world, and a couple weeks ago we did do one of the FWF wrestling matches that Frankie's a part of. Went and watched him do his thing, which was amazing. Had a good time. Took my grandson to his very first wrestling match, so
that's nice.
He had a blast. So we'll probably end up doing that again somewhere along the lines. But then last weekend we did the sports card show. I know how much you like sports ball, there, boy.
Sports ball.
We did the card show that they have there in Warsaw, and I actually went with my son-in-law Trevor and Skylar's father-in-law. So we kind of hung out with them on Saturday morning, which was a lot of fun. So just kind of roamed around and did things that they like to do, and it was a good time. But it is camping season, so we shot the dirty dad jokes at the campground for the Patreon. I haven't looked at it yet. It was so windy. I was using lapel mics with our backs to the wind, so. As Matt sure knows how that works out sometimes, I'm betting that those things are just windy as shit. But
oh man, did you always have the little fuzzy breakers?
Oh,
on
absolutely.
Them? Well,
I did,
at least there's that.
I mean, that'll go a long way to fixing it.
So.
Like surprisingly, those little fuzz balls, like they do a lot. They put in work.
I'm hoping that between that and having, like I said, their back where the wind was hitting them in the back, so it wasn't hitting that microphone directly, that it's going to come out. But at one point, the wind blasted through there, and I had two cameras mounted on short tripods pointed right at the girls, and the fucking wind took out both of them right onto the deck from the bar.
Oh.
And after I set them back up, reset it to make sure that they were kind of in that same vicinity, and went about with the round. And when I was packing up, I noticed that when the one camera fell, the memory card ejected from the fucking camera. So I'm pretty sure that one is shot. So, but luckily,
maybe not.
Maybe not.
There are like a lot of recording devices, like cameras and stuff nowadays. They're coming out with the way they write protects the data if you lose power and if you have like an accidental ejection or something like that. So you may be okay.
Mine is cheap and old enough that I doubt that.
Listen, we need to talk about the fact that accidental ejection sounds like a badass album name.
Or at least a band name.
Or something. I feel like that needs to be utilized somewhere.
That's Matt's next solo project. I can hear
there
it now.
There you go.
I mean, that's how my kids were made.
Oh, there's your dirty dad joke right there.
I'll tell you what, man, I had some really, really good ones. Well, I thought they were really good, but man, they were fucking dirty as shit. And I could not get either girl to laugh at any of those horrible ass jokes. So we were doing shots of tequila, rum, and vodka mixed with, we had like 24 little red Solo cups. So we got all clear liquor, and then the rest of them were full of water. So there was like 8 or 10 that was full of booze, and the other 14 were full of water. So we pulled poker chips to figure out which shot you were doing. I'll tell you what, the rocker chick, man, she had some faces that she is not a tequila girl, not at all.
What was it the other day? We one of my dad's birthday presents is I got him because he shared his birthday with the girls. I got him Elvis Presley's whiskey, which is peanut butter bacon banana whiskey. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't. Matt had a shot of it. Everybody had a shot of it. My dad even was like, "That doesn't taste bad." If my dad says it doesn't taste bad, then
well, that's a good point. He's a connoisseur.
Yeah, well, he did complain. He was like, "It tastes too good to be whiskey, though." He's one of those people that's like, if it doesn't taste like you just got out of the coal mine and you hate your life, then it's not good whiskey.
Yeah, it was probably the easiest whiskey going down that I've ever had.
Last year, we were doing some hiking down in one of the state parks down south of Indianapolis, and when we finished up for the day, the group of us that were there swung into a liquor store, and they had a barbecue whiskey, and I don't recommend that at all.
I was about to say, if you want an alcoholic drink that tastes like something out of a barbecue pit, then just go with, was it Scotch or whatever the hell it is that tastes like cedar chips?
Oh, I'm telling you what, we got the little bottles of it because it was a local brew type thing. So, yeah, not my favorite. I would not revisit that. I think Scotty T ended up with a bottle of it somewhere along the lines and was trying to pawn it off, but that's just Scotty T for you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, yeah, I like a good whiskey. I'm more of a. I think when we were in Dallas at that wherever we ate that day, and I told I wanted to upgrade to Johnny Walker over Jack Daniels, and your dad looked at me and goes, "You don't upgrade from Jack Daniels. There is no upgrade."
Yeah, that's not an argument you're gonna win.
Oh, absolutely not.
Him in the slightest. Oh man, I'm the only person not wearing a two-stop hat in this thing.
What's up with that shit?
I just noticed that. Just all your hats, man. I used to, but I just don't anymore. We got the OG cryptid hat and the Golden J hat.
That's right. Can you believe that this week was 2 years from that Dallas visit?
Hey, look, this is like an anniversary episode then. I like going back and listening to that chiller filler with Skywalker.
Yeah, it was a good one.
That was a good one.
One of my favorites.
That trip was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was neat for multiple reasons. It was cool for you guys to finally get to meet each other, but it was also cool, like, me and Matt had an experience earlier on that day where we were just sitting there bullshitting with each other at a bar, and the waitress was like, "Are you guys on something?" Not like drugs. She was like, "Well, you guys do a show or something?" And we're like, "We have a podcast." And she was like, "You guys are funny. I like listening to you. What's your podcast?" And that was neat. Because it's not like we were sitting there like advertising or anything. We weren't wearing merch or anything like that. Right. She just heard us talking. She's like, "Are you guys on something?" That sounds horrible when I say it like that, though.
And ever since then, our egos couldn't be contained.
Yeah. They just blow up. It's hard to get past it. Believe me.
Also, what was it? That was a mead. But what was that shop that they had a really good drink in there?
Oh yeah,
that she made us. That was really. I'm a mixed drink guy nowadays. I got all my hard straight drinking out of my system in my youth. I'll take a shot every now and then, but like if somebody gives me a nice mixed drink that tastes good, I'm not too manly to be like, "I like this. Keep pouring this shit."
Where's my umbrella? Where's my fucking umbrella?
Absolutely. If there's an umbrella in it, chances are it's going to be fucking delicious. Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
But no, I love going back and listening to that episode. I recently started listening to some of the older episodes just because like talking to Chico and Colton about one of the questions I asked both of them is like, what would you go back and do different? And both of them were basically like sound quality.
Yep.
And I was like, before podcasting, like that wasn't even something I looked for when I was listening to stuff. I didn't listen for mouth noises or like audio quality. And then this has ruined me forever. And I was like, there's nothing more agitating than having an episode drop and the sound not being the way you want it to be. And like it would just, especially with our team, we drop them on the fly because we didn't like having a backlog. And then me and Matt would go to tune in, and it was back when Brandon was editing. We were like, "Hey, Brandon, why does it sound like we're whispering?" Or it's like, "Hey, Brandon, why does it sound like somebody's screaming?" And it's. I don't think people will ever truly grasp it. At the most, people will be inconvenient, like, "Oh, I'll turn it off. I'll come back next week." For us, it's just like a massive spike in blood pressure. And then you're like, how many people aren't going to listen to this one, even though we fixed it, because they think it's permanently fucked, and et cetera, et cetera. And that was what both of them said. Both of them were like sound quality.
Well, and I take it from, I mean, Matt will, talk about this. If you sit down with multiple tracks and, one mic's a lot more quieter than the other, or you could tell somebody pulled away or all this stuff, and you're trying so hard to fix it, to make it perfect. It's so consuming. I remember the albums that I've done, and this is all home studio stuff that, from somebody who didn't get schooled, and you can spend 6-8 months just working on the mix. You work on it, you think you got it, you go play it on something that has some good speakers, and then you come back and you're like, nope, that wasn't it. And you're back into there remixing the whole thing again. And I mean, it's just, it will consume you 100%. I have found with editing and doing all these podcasts in weeks time, you're moving from one to another, that I've become a little more able to kind of get past that with it. You work on when you're recording to make sure you have everybody in good shape, and then you can do a quick mix or whatever and bring somebody up, but you're constantly chopping out. Golden 80s is a prime example. The two old guys sitting there, every once in a while you just hear or some shit like that, so you're in there clipping all that out. But because nobody wants to fucking hear that. I don't want to hear somebody hack up half of a loogie while they're listening to a podcast.
Yeah, well, there's like, in the short time that we stopped doing stuff as a team, like there's now AI software that does such good work making your mic sound better than what it actually sounded like, and auto mixing everything and automatically cleaning things up. It just keeps getting easier and easier for anybody to, you spend an hour doing research, you can find out just how easy it is to actually get everything going.
Well, as we're recording tonight, we're using the Riverside system, and a lot of that, even in the export of it, you can clean it up just with a couple little clicks. All the background noise is gone. It levels everybody out perfectly. I mean, it's two little sliders, just click, and you're good to go. So as I give away all my secrets here.
Yeah, it's trippy because, like you say with this Riverside thing, it's like if you see somebody's screen freeze up and their audio skips, when the edit comes out, it's gone.
Yep.
Because of the way it's uploading and everything. It's just like their stuff comes through just smooth, just fine.
Yeah, I figured that was probably going to be the case. It's probably directly recording from each of our camera feeds.
Yep.
And then uploading it to the same server.
Absolutely.
So that when you put out the final product. Yeah, that's awesome. I've never seen this service before, so I'm definitely going to look into it more because it seems really cool.
I really enjoy it. We've been using it for the other side. I did it with Colton for our interview, and then we went to Zoom for Chico's interview. And Zoom, even Zoom downgrades my video quality because I've got this webcam, and this webcam is Matt and Bo's recommended me, and it's fantastic. I love how crisp it is. And I get in Zoom and it downgrades my quality like a good 25%, just dips. That's crazy how a program can do that, just because it's like, this is what we're used to running at. So it just like cuts your quality in half. I was looking at it, I was like, what is wrong with my camera? And then it was pointed out to me that wasn't my camera. I was like, okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, that's why, that was a big reason why we made the swap over. I personally made the swap over to Riverside, is because, I mean, if my internet's acting up, or, whoever we're interviewing or talking to is acting up, it's going to come out in the episode that way. It's going to be choppy. The video's going to freeze. You're going to get shitty talking or whatever. I know we're going to get into this a little bit, but the Brian Greer interview that we just did that came out this week, he was actually on his phone on 5G doing that interview. And you can kind of tell. I've talked to a couple of our listeners this week about it who actually reached out to me because I asked them how they liked the episode and if they thought that there was a lot of over talk and stuff like that. And they're like, no, it sounded really good. And when we were with him, it was like really choppy. He would stop. We'd be standing there staring at the screen, waiting for whatever audio was going to come back at us and all that. But when I uploaded it, off of the server, his camera was crisp. Everything was smooth. I was able to edit out any blank spaces. There was a couple talkovers where we'd be talking and then he would start talking, and you know how that shit goes sometimes, but when you're not in the same room together. But I thought, ultimately, it turned out really, really good. He ended up getting in his car where he's got that built-in Wi-Fi in the car, and it worked a lot better. So we got a really strong ending to that interview. But the dude was awesome. I really enjoyed meeting him. We've been texting back and forth, the last couple of days since we did the interview with him and all that. And it's just, he's a great photographer. He's been sending me pictures of some of the cemeteries and shit he's been photogging, and yeah.
Photogging, is that what the kids are calling it these days?
I'm just throwing that out there. That is the old man talk. We got some photog.
I don't know that's the old man talk. I don't know what that is. I just, like I said, it's doing all this stuff. You definitely learn a bunch of stuff because I came into this not knowing shit about anything. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do it without my team on Team Tejas because I didn't know shit about editing software, audio equipment, none of it. So I was just the skit guy. That was me. I would just think of skits and stuff to do.
I miss our bits. Those are a lot of fun.
That's what Chico was saying the other day in our interview. Like I said, it's going to come out tomorrow, but he's like, I miss the bits. He was like, doing bits is fun. And I was like, dude, you're still doing podcasting, man. If you want to do a bit, do a bit. God knows we did a bit anytime we felt like it. We didn't do half the bits we wanted to do. We never shot our Ghostbusters thing we really want to do. We had a whole bit with the call guys we were supposed to do.
I still have the lab coats in my closet.
Yeah, see?
I bought the lab coats for the Ghostbusters bit.
The skits were the funnest part for me. That and episodes like this. Chiller Filler are always my favorite episodes because I'm biased. I always like to be the guy I love telling a good story, but I hate reading a script. I like being able to just sit there and joke and just like riff. So if somebody else is reading the story, that's fine. I can sit there and do my thing. Or Chiller Filler, you just go off the top. It's natural because some people are born to read scripts. Like Alicia had a really good script delivery. Bobbi did a fantastic. By the way, she gets my vote for the whole scary story off you guys did this week or the other
battle
week.
The battle for Missouri.
Yeah. But like, I'm just not a script reader. I'm really not. I know that's not where I shine. So. Holy shit, there he is.
I'm back.
Holy fuck. And has been recording this whole time.
That is the weirdest thing ever. So I'm excited to hear what you guys talked about while I was away.
There you go. So it has been, because my whole time it's been saying recording.
And it looks like it. It looks like, as I was trying to get back into it, it was, it kept showing that you guys were still recording away. So I had to get into the program. And of course, my big badass computer would not let it in at all. So I pivoted the third time to a laptop. So now I'm on a laptop.
Trippy now because now it's moved everybody around. Now Matt's in the middle for me and Jeremy's off to the far right.
But this actually looks like it's actually better on my side. The laptop actually looks like it's, I got a better visual, you guys, because before it was kind of choppy.
Well, I was about to say, when we were recording with you, I don't know if Matt saw the same thing, but your image was choppy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess your laptop likes this program better than your PC does.
Definitely likes the Wi-Fi better. I think that's where it falls into play.
Okay, gotcha. You hardwired in with your.
I tried to hardwire in with this new supercomputer that we bought a few months ago or whatever it was, and I think honestly, I bought it cheap, and I think there were some things in it that just don't work right, and I think the hardline adapter does not work. So the Skywalker's got me dialed into a new motherboard. I just need to come up with the money to purchase said motherboard, and I think that'll take a lot of concerns away from that. And then I can step away. The Mac that I use for a lot of this is old, and it's done really, really good for a lot of this stuff. And it may be time to retire that too. I don't know yet.
Gotcha.
You know how it is. You can pretty much blow through computers in the audio recording world really, really quick.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have had a computer that all of my buddies scraped together their spare parts and built for me right before my first daughter was born. So like 7 years ago almost.
Uh-huh.
And it's still trucking along. Like Kayla had pretty much a whole new computer built a few years ago, and hers gave her a fit a couple months back, and mine still truck along just fine, which is weird. Good. They opened it up to clean it once, and they found half a stale Hostess donut inside that bitch. No joke. And they were like, "Oh, we gotta take this out." And I was like, "Don't you dare!" I was like, "Put that back in there." I was like, "That's what's keeping this ship together." So
I thought he was gonna say half a bologna sandwich or something, but donuts just as good.
No, it's because it's missing a face on it. So little children in this house would see a hole in there and be like, "Oh,
donut."
Let's put stuff in there. Let's put a donut in there. My computer was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Absolutely.
But welcome back. We
hey
were
man,
talking
happy to
about
be here.
Matt's studio and his weird leather seat in the back there looks super uncomfortable.
Really?
Oh, the
that
brown
one
chairs?
back there in the yeah.
That looks black on my screen.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Which one? Like the fancy?
Try sitting on that on a hot summer with your sweaty ass. You stick right to
it. You don't sit on it naked.
You don't know what we do here.
Maybe you don't.
you don't know what this studio's about.
Yeah. That casting couch. I understand where this
That's
is going.
That's where you
now.
sit naked.
Oh.
Having us all in here, man. It's been a hot minute since two stops out of chiller filler. What the hell's going on there?
We got into we recorded last night. We do every 2 weeks. The hospital's got a giant conversion coming up next week, so we kind of upped the week because we recorded last week also. So we got a few episodes in the bank to get J-Dub through this major conversion that they're gonna go through. And as we were working Tuesday, she's like, I'm still not sure what story I'm doing. I don't even know if I have a story. And I was like, well, we can pivot on that. We'll just do a chiller filler. We haven't done one in a while. And I was calculating. It's like, holy shit, it has been forever since we've done one. And she ended up coming with some more alien abduction stories that she loves to do so much. So we didn't actually do it. But yeah, I think here before too long, we're going to need to get back into a chiller filler and just kind of kick it. Because the Rocker Chick always brings some really good information in some of those that she kind of, it's not really big stories, just kind of hit and miss stuff that is exciting out there. But man, we've had so many guests.
Yeah, you've had a lot of paranormal investigators and stuff pop in.
Yeah, we also will be with Brian and Marjorie from New York we'll be recording with them on the 17th. I got it written down. I can't remember the podcast that they're on out there. So we're going to be with them, recording with them on the 17th. Star Williams, we got her coming up, in late July, we're recording with her. And then, Peter will be back, August 14th. He's working on a new story. We also got, we're working on doing a collab with Spooky Japan, which is a podcast out of Japan.
That's cool.
That reached out to us. We're trying to settle in on a date on that. I'm waiting to hear back from them.
More worried about time zones on that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, they told me that they would work 6 o'clock on an Eastern time frame. So, because they've been working, they heard about us through Boozy Bros, paranormal investigators. Gotcha. So Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man. We've been doing a lot of different things as far as just having guests on to get to talk about how they investigate and so on and so forth. And of course, Brian Greer is working on his story to do the old sheriff's jail there in Crown Point. He's going to do the whole story on it. So we got a lot. I mean, so we just fit our stories in between. So it's not a lot of pressure for us to have one every other week or every other recording. So that's kind of why the Chiller Filler just kind of went to the wayside, because that was kind of the nice little
it's a
break,
spot filler.
Yeah. So, but
We
with
just
all these
like
great
great
guests,
we just like bullshitting too much. So sorry, I'm moving my mic around, but it's trying to fall over.
you're fucking with my audio right now.
I'm
You don't
sorry,
even-
but it was trying to fall over. This is why I tried the lapel mic, because I fucking touch these things.
But yeah, the Chiller Fillers are always fun, and we like to do different things like that. But it just hasn't been in the cards, so we just had so much going on.
Hey, that's fair, man. If you got enough content where you don't have to dip in the Chiller Filler,
Yeah.
Just like I said, I just like doing it back in the day because, like I said earlier, I'm just not a huge script guy, so it's always fun every now and then just to sit down and bullshit. Also, like usually when we kicked out a Chiller Filler, that whole idea came to us because we used to record 2 to 3 episodes back to back.
Right.
And it'd be like, you get to that third one and you're like, dude, I just don't have the energy. And be like, what do you do? You have the energy for? And be like, you want to talk about some movies and spooky news and whatever the fuck.
Yeah, for the most part, they usually just end up being movie podcasts.
Yeah.
or God knows. I mean, it's just what tickles our fancy.
Oh,
and,
but you know what?
movies
Something we
pop
did
culture.
have like a whole big deal in the one Chiller Filler about that we're finally getting to play is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah. Fuck. That was supposed to come out like the October while we were like still recording and everything, and then like a year and a half later they finally like, hey, here's that game we promised you a year and a half. It's fun.
I don't think that Team Boozers did a Chiller Filler besides the Dallas one. I don't think we did one until after Team Tejas had left,
Alicia was on the last Chiller Filler we threw.
which was episode 52.
Yeah, the one we strategically didn't invite you to.
Yeah.
Because,
by the way, fuck
because no, because we listen. I knew I was gonna thank you and for getting all this stuff together, and I was like, I can't have him in the room while I'm doing that. I was like, that's not happening.
Oh, believe me, I was butthurt going into that. I'm like,
that was a
he
lot of
invited-
people.
he
There was a
invited
lot
Nerd
of people in
Nerds.
one room.
He invited Murd Nerds. It's a United States of Paranormal podcast, and the call guys are going to be on there. And I wasn't fucking invited. And I'm like, really? And then I listened to it, and I'm like, that explains why I
Yeah,
wasn't
no, one,
invited
I can
right
have
there.
you in there while I was stroking your ego. That's the first and foremost. And the second one, we always talked about doing a crossover with the Murd Nerds for Team
Right.
Chaos. And we talked about doing a crossover with the Call Guys. And I was like, this is our last show. I'm fucking
last
getting
chance.
them both right here, right now. But that was a lot of people
It was.
talking all at once. So,
And I liked it. The best part of it is that as the show went on, like Colton was the first to dip out.
yeah.
And then was Gunner next or were the girls next? I can't
I
remember,
think-
but
I can't remember who dipped first and whatnot. It was like I said, it was like progressively. It was
Yeah.
like as people were just like dipping slowly, which I felt like added to it.
it
too,
did.
you
I thought
know?
it did.
It was just like it's slowly petering out.
Yeah.
It was a fun episode. It was like we talked about everything from fast food to God knows what else. I don't even remember how long it ran.
I don't either. I haven't listened to it in forever. So
I do have a story that I researched it feels like a long time ago. You remember me hitting you up about it, Jeremy?
Yep.
Where I had the research about the flight and everything. I still got that keyed up.
you know what's funny? This is the funniest fucking thing ever right now, because that was mentioned during recording last night. The rocker chick goes, "Hey, didn't Logan have a story that he's been working on that he said he was ready for?" And I'm like, yes, he did.
That was like
We
a
need to
year
get that
ago.
taken care of. Yeah. So we need to sit down and pick a date when you want to come do that.
I read a book and everything for that thing.
Shit. You sure won an audiobook?
No, this is not an audiobook of this book. I tried. I fucking promise you, I tried. I had to buy this book on eBay for like $40 to be able to read it.
Damn.
Yeah. It's an interesting case. There's a part of me, like I've got it printed out and everything. I've been looking at it a long time. There's a part of me that's been like, do I want to get the band back together just to do this case? You know,
Right.
just to throw it together, put it on the Patreon or put it on who knows what. But like, it's just, like I said, it's been sitting there a hot minute, but it was a really interesting case, enough to where I read a book. That's all I'm saying. I didn't listen to someone read a book. God, I would have if that would have been an option. I promise.
I didn't know Golden Books did those little.
You're funny. Oh, you got fucking choked.
Well, I'd be happy
that's good
to
stuff.
do that, Logan, if you wanted to, or if we wanted to do another stream like this with Boozers.
Boozers? Where the fuck do you think you are? Tejas. We're
Yeah,
Tejas.
but I'm saying joining them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want
I
to
don't
get
know.
everybody
Whatever
on it.
format. I'd be happy.
I don't
for
know if J-Dub's
whatever
ready for
format
Brandon.
We would need. What's up?
I don't know that J-Dub's ready for Brandon.
Let's do it. Let's figure it out and let's set it up and let's do it, man. It'd be a fucking blast.
Yeah, that's not pressure. It'd be like, hey, have both teams in there while you read a script for the first time since last October.
Everybody's eyes are on you right now.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll go sit in Matt's studio when we do it so I can have all of them fucking staring at me like I'm
Yeah, we can all hang out on the
There you
casting couch.
See, Tejas always did it different than Boozers, though, because, you know, Tejas just waiting for a weakness to flare up while you're reading a script.
It'd be like old times.
Yeah, the Boozer ladies are a lot nicer when you fuck up. My team's just sitting there waiting for somebody like a vulture waiting for blood, just like, come on, like show a little bit of weakness, and then we'll rip into you for 45
don't act like
minutes
you're not
just
part
about
of
that
it
one.
when you're the one listening.
That's why I like being the guy that's not reading the script.
Now you listeners know what goes on in the Team Tejas world.
Listen, I've said it in multiple podcasts. The things that have been left on the cutting room floor for Team Tejas should never see the light of day.
I don't know,
Ever.
Matt. What do you think? Do you think that there's do you have all that stuff still in archive somewhere in a drive somewhere that you could put it all together and we could release that episode on Patreon?
No,
You're gonna get people canceled if that stuff gets
you won't have a
released.
podcast if that ever gets out.
Yeah, when we're all three in a room and one of us says, "Nah, hit stop and cut that." That's the reddest flag you will ever get right there. When one of us are like, "Yeah, dog, that's
Well,
not."
let's be clear. It was only like one of us that would say something
Yeah, it
to
was,
make us
it was
stop.
Brandon. It was Brandon. It would be, and Brandon would admit it too. It would just be like, it'd be like, nope, Brandon, nope, Matt, stop recording, cut it, act like it never happened. And then it would be like 20 minutes of him being like, "Oh, come on, I kind of like you can put it out there." I'm like, no.
It's like, no, he's not that bad, guys. Like, yes, it is. Just stop.
They're like, "Oh, it was. It stopped us dead in our tracks, dog. It was bad enough." It goes away now.
The United States of Paranormal at gmail.com. Email us and let us know. Do you want to hear what Brandon said?
Do you want to end Brandon's social career?
If anything,
No.
we'd put out a fucking smash cut of all of the sniffling noises that Brandon makes.
Oh no. No, I thought you were going to say a smash cut of me and you just reacting to what Brandon said. I didn't think you were going to go with his allergy fucking
Well,
inhales.
Like a large part of editing those episodes was going through and removing all of the sounds he would make.
Yeah, we give him shit about it too, but yeah, everybody had their things they did. Like, you could go back and do a smash cut of all the times I fucked up the intro I did every time I sat down, just over and over again. Like, like, hey, all you hitchers and jerkers, welcome back to the United States of Paranormal, your weekly road trip through all things cryptid, creepy, and paranormal. See, I can do it right here, right now. But sitting down in front of these two fucks, I would mess it up like 8 times in a row. Just because we'd sit down and they'd be like, "You gonna fuck it up?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then I've just
planted that seed, didn't you, Matt? You just planted it.
The first 10 minutes of every episode was Logan repeatedly fucking up the intro.
I'll own up to it. I mean, I've been doing the other side for months now, and I still don't have an outro nailed down. It's always it's always of the same vein, right? But it's always a little bit different because I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going with this thing. I can't.
Hey, look, I can't judge Logan too bad because any episode that I was presenting was also heavily edited from the amount of stuttering and stammering I was doing while I was trying to tell the stories.
Listen, I worked with the Murd Nerds, so I mean, you can't get any more than that. Let me tell you.
I wonder if I could shake down Alicia to be on one of these. You think I could?
One of the other sides?
Yeah, just to have her come in for another side seance edition, just shake her down, be like, "Come back, just for a little bit, it's fine." Just.
I think maybe we could make that happen. I'd have to figure out her schedule and stuff like that, but I bet it could happen. The problem is that I don't know that Riverside has enough background noise editing, cancellation shit to all those kids running around.
Listen, it's doing great because my kids were supposed to be in bed at 7, and they've been singing Katy Perry in the room as loud as they can forever, and I don't think either of you've heard it once.
Not once.
Yeah, so it's pretty solid. I think it would be cool. I honestly think it would be cool to just like do. I don't know if for like we've always done our special occasions always been Halloween over in Tucson because spooky Halloween and whatnot. Maybe just doing like a little event to where it's like bring back the old and still do the new.
Right.
Bring back do a Team Tejas episode, do an original Team Bouger episode, and then have an episode with new Team Bouger and everybody. I think it would be cool just to do like a flashback, and I think the fans would dig it.
It's interesting to hear some of the comments about how people do miss Team Tejas as part of the United States Paranormal, and we still get a lot of love, and we worked really hard. I mean, if you think about it, we were doing the math last night. I think we're a little over 80 episodes since you guys have left. And, it's like, it's hard to really fathom that we've done that many. I mean, a couple of those, you take out all the other sides in the interviews, obviously, but I think it was right around 80, 75 to 80 pods that we've done since episode 52. But we still get people that was like, man, I really do miss Team Tejas. So, and then you get the women that chime in, that was like, oh, I totally miss Logan. I'm like, fuck, really?
I will never get the whole Logan's voice thing because like, I don't like listening to myself on the play. Ask Kayla. Anytime I was listening to the Colton podcast on the way up to Louisiana, and I was like, God, I'm quiet, then I'm loud, then I'm quiet, then I'm really loud. I was like, it fucking annoys the shit out of me. So I don't understand it.
Shout out to Yahira. I haven't heard from you in a while, girl. So I hope everything is doing well.
But that was always the fun part. Is like it was two very different shows on one podcast. So it was very unique, and I think people took a lot more liking to it than I thought.
They did. We come out of the gate pretty heavily, and we had a lot of great listeners. Our numbers are not quite what they were, but it's been since October of last year. The numbers are starting to kind of go down. I don't know, if it was something we did or I don't really know, but I mean, we went strong after Team Tejas left, but there was always a lot of people talking about how much they did love that team. So I don't think we'd have to twist Brandon's arm at all.
I think he just likes making stuff. So if we're like, hey, you want to get the band back together for this? And he would probably be like, he'd be rock hard.
Brandon will do anything.
You know? Yeah.
The casting couch.
You're like, Brandon, do you want? It's like, Brandon, do you want to get together and remake the Fish soundtrack? And he'd be like, yeah, let's do it. I think he's just ready. He's just good to go. He's just ready to do it.
Well,
we should definitely plan something.
Yeah, you guys get an idea. You guys are pretty good about those things. Get an idea and let me know, and let's work it out and make something happen.
Hell, Matt's still waiting to be on the call, guys. He's got years and years of beef. He's just ready to go.
Did you hear that?
I'm always saying, like, let
Matt on the call, guys.
I'm down.
Yeah, let him on. What are you, scared?
Is Skylar still doing the book podcast as well? Oh, he's not.
No. Nope.
They cranked when they cranked that off. They got a huge surge of listeners after they stopped.
Oh yeah, the numbers went way up.
I was waiting for them to get to a book series that I had read, and then I was planning on begging on being on there.
I did the same thing, and they didn't do a book series I read until they did a quart of milk and cookies with goosebumps, and I was like, I read that book, and I still didn't get an invite, but I listened to the shit out of that episode. I tried to listen to the other ones, but I didn't read the book, so I was just like, which this is only video if you're on Patreon, so I'm sorry for the silence there if you're listening. That was all facial expression.
I was never on that podcast.
That's impressive.
I know. Yeah, I read the books and I jumped ahead before they were getting to. They did the fourth wing, and there was a second book called Iron Wing or Iron Flames or whatever it was, and I got that book before they actually had gotten to doing a pod about it, and then they quit. And I'm like, fuck, that was my only shot at getting on that podcast.
That one no, I've never been on Indiana. Well, I haven't been on a lot of them. I feel like I have been, but I haven't, because I haven't been on Indiana Chiefs fans, and that's because I don't do sports ball.
Yeah.
I haven't been on Golden
Image podcast. Yeah,
that's because I can't review everything. I'd review is probably gone in Northern Indiana at this point.
I'd like to review Penguin Point.
Yeah, I was like, it's gone. Every place I worked at Radio Shack. It's gone too. Fuck.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Fuck. They even shuttered my school.
I mean, you can always give a post-mortem Radio Shack review.
Yeah, there you go. It was ass. Like done. Because I've been on a few, but I never got to be on Murder Nerds. Wanted to be on that. Got schnubbed there. Like I said, I didn't have anything to contribute to Court of Books and Booze because I don't read a whole lot of books. I'm actually right now I'm listening to my Audible. I had so many Audible points and like, hey, we're gonna start getting rid of some of these. Fucking use them.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. I was like, fuck it. I just started rewatching Game of Thrones with Kayla, so I was like, I'll get the books. And it starts off with this. Technically, if you're reading in order, they're like, there's this book about the Targaryens. That's just the history of all the Targaryen rulers. And I've been listening to that. Been dope. Digging it. I'm not a really big book guy, but if someone wants to read a book to me, absolutely. As long as they do a good job. Like I have on the casting couch while Matt reads that. I have a hard time dealing with books. Like if like the people are really good at their job, it's great. But like if it's like a dude reading lady parts and he's like, not doing a good job, and like it's just hard for me to get into. That's why I'm worried with this Game of Thrones thing, because I'm starting out with this book that's read as a history. It's not read like with character voices. It's read as a guy reading a history, a fictional history, albeit, but like he's just reading a history like it's a matter of fact. So I'm like, this is good. And I was like, now when I get to the actual first Game of Thrones book where it's a guy, but like a guy reading like 6 guys and 7 girl parts, am I going to be like,
I'm trying to remember because some books
it does make a difference.
A male and a female narrator.
I think if it's like a really like high, like really important book, like people really give a shit about, they reach out and cast. So maybe Game of Thrones did it, but also Game of Thrones has been around. I didn't know this until recently, since the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he signed a 7-book deal in the 90s, and he still hasn't finished 6 and 7. Authors have the best job in the fucking world. Just saying. Like, they literally like, hey, dude, we'll pay you for 7 books. And then now it's 2000 and then in 98 and now it's 2024 and he's still missing 2 books.
Yep.
Fuck. I got in the wrong work.
That's why I like the author Brandon Sanderson, because he'll go away for a week from, like, he does, like, first of all, he's very transparent with everything in his books. Like, he does a weekly update on the books that he's writing, and he'll tell you, like, what percentage we are and what draft. And then he'll go on, like, all right, I'm going on a writing sabbatical this week. I'll be on vacation. When he comes back, he's like, hey, on my vacation, I accidentally wrote a book. And he'll put out another book. During COVID, he wrote 5 books. And then he released all of them over the course of a year.
Writing sabbatical.
So with
Stephen King went on writing sabbatical and did like 8 ounces of coke and like, hey, I made Maximum Overdrive. So
yeah, at this point, I don't think I could read book 6 if it ever came out. I think I've been too burnt on Game of Thrones.
My thing is like, I barely watched it until the last few seasons. People shit on the end and they didn't like it because I don't know if you know anything about this stuff, Golden Jay, but like it is the HBO made this TV show on it and it became huge. But the problem is it became huge and they're like, we got to keep cranking this out. Meanwhile, the author was like, yo, dog, I've been writing this since 97 and I ain't put the last 2 books out. I ain't going to hustle this shit for you. Right. I really think he sat down and he was like, okay, they're going to get to the end. I'm going to see what they do, and I'm going to see how fans react, and I'm going to make notes. And fans are like, this ending fucking sucked. And he was like, noted. My ending will be the exact opposite of this shit. If I get, and the scary part about this is this dude is old, but he's also massive. So, like, you're just like, any day now, you're waiting to see, like, George R.R. Martin died of cardiac arrest.
Right.
And at that point, he's a famous author. He has a ghostwriter ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
That dude is hoping he dies because he's going to be like, oh, just die. And I'm going to crank out 5 more books and say it was your dream. And they are going to pay me all the money.
Well,
I never jumped on the Game of Thrones wagon. I never watched any of them. I know people love them, but I just never did it.
We just, like I said, we just started watching. I never watched it from the start, like consistently. And me and Kayla just started watching it. And it's a good show. It starts out strong and it goes strong for a while. And then, like I said, they get to where it's uncharted territory. They don't have his books. Right. And they changed a lot of stuff, which happens. Transition to film and TV. It changes. But, like, they get to where it's uncharted territory, and Homeboy literally was like, good luck, fuckers. And just dipped. And they're like, fuck. Okay, do this. They'll like this. And everything they do, they were like, they'll like this. The fans were like, fuck you. This sucks. So, it's just one of those things to where, like, even if they wanted to redo the show, which I'm sure someday they will, they're never really gonna, like, you can't recast Peter Dinklage. Homeboy, like, carried that show. Like, you really can't touch that. But, like, I don't know. I'm enjoying rewatching it from the start. But like I said, I know how it ends, and I know how pissy people were. I didn't know why they were so pissy. I was just upset. Like, one of the final battles they did was the screen was so black. Like, the whole episode, they shot as dark as possible. I guess it was to save money or what. But you're literally, like, when you're spending a whole show, like, squinting, like, thinking that's going to help you see something better, it just sucks. It pissed off a ton of people. They did the same thing with the second Alien vs. Predator movie. Half that movie was so dark, like, I was like, what's wrong with my TV? But no, it's just how they shot it. And it's just, it's a shitty thing to do to your fans. And it's just like, there was a lot of CG and a lot of prosthetics in that episode because there's a bunch of undead people fighting. And they're like, how can we do these prosthetics but not have to spend tons of time on it? So they're like, let's make this shit dark as fuck. So everything will look good because you can't see seams and shitty makeup application.
Right.
And they're like, we'll just say it's at night and it's dark. And like, that's great, but there's tons of horror movies that do stuff at night in the dark. And you know what? They're like, it's a movie. We'll brighten it up so people can see what the fuck is happening. So people aren't going like, crank up the brightness. What the fuck is happening here? It was awful.
Yep.
I gave up on a lot of those series like that. Probably why I didn't jump on the Game of Thrones after the Sons of Anarchy stuff.
That's fair.
Yeah, that'll hurt your feelings. That'll hurt your feelings something fierce.
It's still you've heard me say it before, but it took me 3 days to get over the death of Opie.
Oh, absolutely.
Opie was a character on a fucking TV show, and it affected my fucking life for 3 days.
Yeah. No, it's rough.
I just couldn't, everybody talks about how much they love Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones and all these. And I'm like, I just can't do it. I just can't I can't commit myself to these shows and allow it to ruin my life for a short amount of time. So I just quit watching them. Give me a fucking comedy. Give me Tim Allen. Give me fucking, whatever the case may be. But I've been rewatching all of
Motherfucker whipped out Tim Allen. What are we talking about? Home Improvement?
No. I went back and started binging some Home Improvement. I can't remember what streaming service, but I've been on a Last Man Standing kick for the last few weeks. I love that show.
Which has a Home Improvement crossover episode in there.
Oh, and several episodes. Yeah.
My sister-in-law has been crashing on our couch, and her comfort show is Roseanne.
Oh wow!
And like I watched that as a kid, but like Kayla makes fun of me because I'll get caught like a tractor beam. We'll get in ready for bed. She's laying down, turning it on, and I'll hear that fucking harmonica solo. And the next thing I know, I'm just standing in the hallway, just watching it. And she's like, "You coming to bed?" And I'm like, "Hold on. Dan's saying something."
I'm reliving my childhood. Hold on a second. I'm staring down the fucking hallway watching TV.
I'm just sitting here looking like, is this the episode that DJ gets caught jerking it? Like, what's going on here? It's like, it's just generational TV, man. Every generation's so fucking different.
Oh yeah.
You know, and give it to late 80s, early 90s could nail a sitcom and the acting be good. And nowadays you get a sitcom, like you get shows that try to recapture it. Like it's like Full House. I can sit down and watch Full House. The kid actors on Full House were great. Sit down and try to watch the kid actors in Fuller House. I want to go put my head in the oven.
Absolutely.
It's just like the 70s show, fantastic. Go watch the 80s show, different quality. I don't know if it's union rules or something. Like now they have all the union rules now that the kids take a break, and maybe like back in the day they were so tired, so they just nailed their lines and just got done with it, you know? But like, it's just, you really like modern sitcoms can't hold a candle to the late 80s, early 90s sitcoms. Right. It's just.
Well, and so they, you're talking about that 70s show. They went in and they did that 80s show, which bombed.
It tanked hard.
And then they come back and did the 90s show, but they brought back, Red and Kitty.
Who are nailing it acting-wise.
Yeah, I think carried that show, yeah. So I enjoyed it to a certain extent just because I like Red. I mean, he was that comic relief in that 70s show, and really, when the 90s show, he just that's what you watched it for. Because, like you said, the kid actors were terrible.
Yeah, they are. We just started the first 2 episodes of that, and I'm watching. I was like, this kid's decent. I was like, but the main kid.
Yeah,
is awful. It's like it's the Foreman kid, and I was like, this is the star, and she's dropping the ball the hardest. And I was like, and when Red and Kitty are on the screen, you're like, this is what I want, which is off for me because I was a kid in the 90s, and I'm watching this show, and I'm like, first and foremost, I'm old enough now to where they're making a show about kids in the 90s, and I'm sitting there and I'm going like, that's not how it was in the 90s. This isn't right. What the fuck is this shit? Nobody had a Rent poster when I was a fucking teenager or when I was a kid in the 90s. Not a single motherfucker even knew what Rent was. Just like shit like that. And now I know how my dad feels while I'm sitting there watching the 70s shows, and he was just like, no. No.
It's true. Yeah.
He was sitting there being like, ain't nobody that age was claiming they were a Star Wars fan in the 70s without getting their ass beat all the time. It wasn't happening. And I was like, that's what the TV's telling me, Dad.
And once again, that's what's so much fun about doing the Golden 80s pod is that we get to go back and relive all that and have an excuse to go back and watch St. Elmo's Fire or The Breakfast Club or, we just recorded an episode of St. Elmo's Fire tonight, and I watched it last week, and Bobbi walks into my room and she looks at me and she looks at the TV and she looks back at me and she goes, research? I go, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Get to enjoy those old 80s. old
Oh,
80s
yeah.
shows.
Need me a golden 90s podcast.
Hey, did something good happen in the 90s? I don't remember.
Tons of good shit happened in the 90s, sir. Listen, the 90s was the era for like advertising, man. We had some great advertising in the 90s. Let me talk to you. Marketing in the 90s was on point, and it was all the coke. I guarantee you, it was all the casual cocaine.
We had moon shoes. We had Skip It.
Yeah, Bob, they're like, hey, give your kids these inflatable gloves to smack the fuck out of each other. Well, let me tell you, fucking those sock and boppers they don't hold up to where you're not catching a full fist to the fucking dome. Let me tell you. That's some bullshit.
It's good stuff right there. Good stuff.
Yeah. The 90s, it's the generation that brought you Dunkaroos, which was just the concept of a kid dunking a cracker in a whole container of icing. But yeah, eat that. That's a food group. That's good. That's good for you. Back when they still had toys and cereal boxes.
That shit I do miss. I wish they would bring that back. I mean, that was half the fun of eating fucking cereal, was digging out whatever was in there.
Yeah, we got cool toys in our cereal boxes. Jeremy's generation got fucking lawn darts. They were fucking killing people left and right. Like, hey, I don't understand. We created this game where kids can throw giant-sized metal darts in the air and see where they land, and people keep getting stabbed. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know how we can have all of the advancements in technology that we have, and we can't get good Happy Meal toys. Absolute garbage.
You're not wrong.
Our generation kicked every generation's ass with Happy Meal toys. I'll fight you right here, right now. And it wasn't even just Happy Meals. They were even like, okay, Wild Wild West is coming out. Happy Meal toys. Hey, you adults, you want to go buy some Will Smith sunglasses? Come on down to Burger King.
You ever get a Happy Meal at Raising Cane's? Hey, they give you a book. You get a book that's like, here's how to be a good person.
You're like, what the fuck is this? I watch my kids get Happy Meal toys, and they'll be like, oh, look, I got a cup that has a stamp with it, and it's like this shitty little plastic cup that a stamp comes out the side. I'm like, what in the fuck? I was like, when I was a kid, Burger King had a promotion where there was literally fucking 68 different Pokemon toys you could get. Or let me tell you about the time where I hated McDonald's as a child because my aunt and my mom were making me go there every day for fucking teeny beanie babies. It's something wrong when you tell a kid in the fucking 90s, they're like, hey, you want to go get a Happy Meal? And the kid's like, yo, can I just go to the grocery store and get some broccoli? Fuck. Like, it's not like you let me keep my toy anyways. You put it in a cabinet and I'm just going to stare at it. That's going to be worth some money someday. Oh, sure. And the Furby too? Yeah, that's going to be worth some money. Let me tell you, they sit in my closet right now because my mom's like, what do I do with all these Beanie Babes? I'm like, I don't know. Let your kid play with it in the 90s.
Yeah, like they were doing like Mario Kart toys like last year. And it was like a single molded figure of a Mario Kart. The wheels didn't even roll or anything. It was the worst. It was like the worst tease of a toy that I had ever seen. It was horrible.
Now, see, every time I go, I hear about some toy that they got. I'm like, oh, well, fuck, I'll go grab a Happy Meal, and do that. I get there and I'm like, yeah, I want this. And they give me the Happy Meal and it's not even in the fucking series of what this toy is supposed to be. It's like, oh, we ran out.
Yeah, no, that's true too. They seem to like have a crapshoot bin that they're pulling toys from also. So you'll get like Happy Meal toys from 6 months ago.
Exactly.
Like I said, our generation had the best one. Jeremy got a Happy Meal back in the day. He got a draft card for Vietnam.
Not that old asshole. Yeah. Nope. Clear this one.
I don't have to go. Oh, thank God. Oh, good thing you chose the cheeseburger because you got the chicken McNuggets. Your ass would have been in Nam, son. I'll tell you. But,
you go to order a Happy Meal, they ask you if you're flat-footed.
Like, yes, I am.
What was it? Well, Tom Hanks and fucking League of Their Own was like, there's something wrong with the cartilage in my. That's all I did. I just looked at him like,
trigger finger,
this shit's bad. Shit's bad. Can't do it. All right, man. We need to actually do what we do on the other side, which is the what month is this? The June review of the last 3 episodes before we continue more banter, and I get
Listen, if anybody's
Apple
bitching at you
Podcast
about
response.
the banter in this episode, they can go take a walk because that's what the other side is about.
Love me some Apple Podcast reviews that say too much banter. Don't
Listen.
you come.
Listen, when I first got into podcasting and I found out Apple was the only one to let people write stuff, I was like, what a bummer. And by the time I was done podcasting, I was like, God damn, I wish everybody had where you can write something.
I remember we were so mad when we got that first 4-star review. It's like we were doing so good. We had 5s. Oh, these guys, they talk too much before they get into the story.
The worst part it was somebody they were like, and it's all men. Come on, guys. And be like, what? Men can't talk to each other? What the fuck?
We're middle-aged white dudes. We all have podcasts.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's fucking awful.
Some of us have 5. Just saying.
Oh man, let me pull up my notes here.
Look, he's got notes. Did he have notes and shit when he was in the studio, or was it pretty much all?
I had
fly?
paper.
You did.
I had paper. And I brought highlighters that I never fucking
You
used.
just do that as well.
Did you chew on the highlighters? Did you just
No,
quickly
I didn't.
chew
I
on
got.
them,
I set them on the table and I never fucking touched them, and I lose my spot 60 fucking times. All right, so the first episode that we are reviewing this month is actually Golden J episode.
Oh, that's me.
So Golden J, walk us through the 7 gates of hell. You covered you covered a few extra things.
Yeah, we talked about the 7 gates that were in. Is it? Oh God, yeah. Here's the problem with doing way too many podcasts in your life. You get lost in what that one podcast was you did a month or so ago.
It's in Pennsylvania.
That's what I was thinking was in Pennsylvania. That one is a little York, Pennsylvania. That's right, because it's next to the Harley. It's right there with the Harley factory. Because I referenced that in the story, but it was really interesting because the 7 gates, you don't know if they actually even exist, because the first gate, quote unquote, that you can see is from the road, and you can see it any time of day or night. The other 6 gates only show up at night, and they say that if you pass through the 5th one, nobody ever sees you again. So I mean, it's a little bizarre in how that all worked out, but it's that is one of those stories that I think is it's become so wrapped up in myth and legend that it just was built from one single gate that is by the road. That was my opinion on it, but
Well, yeah, it's small town legends.
Yeah,
we've all done some form of research or soaked in some kind of story about small town legends.
Right.
We've joked about on here about how every town has that section of railroad where kids will push you over it to save you, or the woman in white that shows up in every state, or how every state has a Bigfoot or a chupacabra. It's just the small town legends that just derive from it'd be like, okay, this house burnt down, and then somebody's like, no, this house burnt down because Satanists were there. And it's like, this house burnt down because Satanists burnt it down because this ghost told them to burn it down. And it just goes and goes. 7 gates is around an asylum.
right.
And they were like, it was built because they had a bunch of loonies escape, and hey, next time they escape, we'll have these things out here that kind of deter them and funnel them down to one place. And then, and they're like, we'll have 7 entrances, and then it just becomes this, and this.
Right.
And just spreads like wildfire. And then that kind of devolves into something else we've talked about a bunch of times is tulpas. As how much psychic energy can be put into something that doesn't exist, and then all of a sudden it exists because all that psychic energy is collaborating on one thing. You take it how you want it. Like I said, every town's got their legend, it's got their story, and it just gets really invested into, and so much to the fact where people are like, no, stay away from there, like it's a certain thing for sure.
Right. But then we traveled out to, I believe, in Missouri, where there's a second 7 gates of hell. And that is actually all train truss underpasses along there. And that you can actually physically see, quote unquote, all 7 gates. And they're all marked. But that one rolls down to you have to pass through them all in order. You can't repeat any of them. And you have to enter number 7 at exactly midnight to actually open the gate to hell.
That sounds like some video game level bullshit. That sounds like Halo 3 trying to get the last skull hopping through some halos. That's some horseshit. But I will tell you from research on our end, don't fuck around with trains in the paranormal.
That's true. That's true.
Because we covered, one of our last stories we covered was a paranormal group going out on train track that was on a bridge, and they were like, hey, and the guy was like, oh, it's the ghost train. It's the ghost train. No, fucker. It's the real train. It's the real train, and now you're a fucking ghost. So
yep.
Mind your P's and Q's when it's the paranormal and heavy machinery. You know?
Right.
It's like, he's like, this is the haunted highway. I'm going to get out and record in the middle of the night. Oh, look, it's the ghost car. Maybe double check that it's not the real car about to make you a ghost.
Right.
Just saying, when you do your paranormal investigation, be careful. Don't trespass.
Absolutely.
Preferably don't stand on live train tracks when you hear a train coming around the bend.
At least on a bridge.
Yeah, make sure that you can just hop off the bitch, you know? We literally just the other day, my sister called me. It's like, hey, this old ass train's going to be stopping in town. Come check it out. And it was like this almost 100-year-old train from Canada was doing its last rounds before it went to a museum, and it stopped dead in the middle of Viter.
Really?
And I mean, this thing is like like I said, it was almost 100 years old, short light, like by like 4 years. Steam engine. It had the carts on it, including the luxury first class cart that had like a glass dome on the top. And they stopped and they were cleaning it. And I didn't know the level of train enthusiasts that were in Viter. Like, guys came out in train shirts and train hats, and they were all talking about facts about it. And this guy sitting next to me was talking to somebody else, and he was like, you might still be able to see blood stains on the right-hand side because just last week it was in Mexico, and it splattered a woman who was trying to take a selfie. And I was like, there's no way this is true. Look it up on the phone. Sure as shit.
Jeez.
Some lady was like, it's coming through Mexico, and she tried to take a selfie on tracks and fell right in front of the cattle guard in front of that old steam train. And got mushed. So don't fuck with trains.
And then Logan realized he was talking to Doc Brown.
Listen, I like trains, but I'm not like that level of train. Like I couldn't tell you a specific train by seeing it. These dudes knew what they were. These guys got out to clean this thing and like re-grease it, because I guess that's something you have to do with these old trains. And they were just talking like, oh, now he's oiling this up, and now he's lubing this up, and now he's doing this. And I was like, I thought I liked trains, but like, this guy loves trains. I couldn't tell you this train's name or what the fuck he's doing. I was just like, this looks cool. And I was like, toot the horn. That's all I got for him. I was like, come on, give me the toot toot.
Blow the whistle. Blow
Meanwhile,
it.
my kids were standing beside me like, it's hot. Can we leave?
Yeah, I saw the photos and I was like, oh man, I wish Logan invited me to that.
I didn't even know. I was sitting in my house, and my sister, literally 3 minutes before this bitch pulls up, she was like, bitch, drive down the street. There's a train here. And I was like, fuck it. Meanwhile, my daughter had to wear her high heels. That she was like, I got to wear these. And her mom was like, no, don't. That's a bad idea. And then she's standing there. It's hot outside. She's like, my shoes hurt. I don't want to be here. Like, try to tell you.
These are choices you made.
Yeah, and this has been your train minute with the United States of Paranormal. If you like trains, please hit us up at the United States of Paranormal at gmail.com.
But not the train that goes on the casting couch back there. Just saying.
Call us, we'll take whatever
you don't know us.
Send it through. But yeah, that was the United States of Paranormal. That was, well, fuck, I forgot what date that was. But that was Golden Jay's story, and then the rest of the stories we had this month don't go to a single person, because the follow-up episode was on June 19th, and that was the United States of Paranormal episode 132, the Battle of Missouri, or Missouri, or Missouri, depending on
Mizzou.
With special guest star, the Straw Man, which Maddie should know. We got emails from the Straw Man back in the day, so much so to where we made him a character in our last live podcast where I wrote a story and it was Detective Straw Man.
Yep, that's right.
Which it went Golden J, the Rocker Chick, then Mason, and then J-Dub. Because you guys basically drew straws to see who went first. You guys rolled something. I heard the ticker.
We spun the wheel.
Yeah.
We spun the wheel.
The wheel of misfortune. It just went. Yeah. Jeremy got to go first, then the Rocker Chick. Like I said, then Mason, then J-Dub. How do you go about picking something for this, Jeremy? Do you pick last? Do you see what everybody else picks and then you go? Or how? Because y'all are picking a Missouri-based story.
Right.
I feel like that's got to be difficult because it's 4 different people trying to pick what they think is going to win them. Because, Matt, if you don't know, they're doing this as a competition to see who has the best story
right
for Missouri.
Our first one was the Battle of Arkansas.
Yeah.
And, of course, the idea came from Mason. It was something that he brought up. And so we rolled with it. And then, of course, we got to bring him in for the next episode. The thing was we spun the wheel in a previous episode to pick a state, and then I just texted Mason. I said, "Hey, this is the state we're doing. Keep me up to date on what you're looking at." And I try to let the girls pick first, just to be. I can take whatever.
Give me your scraps.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. And I think I think Rocker Chick picked first what she wanted to do. I grabbed second. J-Dub was, I think, last as far as what she had decided to do. But Mason then chimed in and said he was doing the story he did. So it wasn't necessarily like there's no set way to do it. It's just like go look around, find something that isn't like the number one, give me something new and exciting that nobody really ever talks about and make it the best story that you can make it. And I was pretty impressed with my Zombie Road. Zombie Road. I was real happy with it. I thought it was a contender, but I have yet to get one vote.
Because then Rocker Chick followed you up with a story that really reminded me of like old Brandon stories. Because Brandon loved to do the possession stories that made you depressed. That was like his thing. Just like he'd be like, okay, Logan did a story about this. Matt did a story about this cool haunting. And then Brandon's like, now you guys ready to get real sad? Let me talk to you about some priest fucking up youth.
Exactly.
Yeah, because Rocker Chick came in with the longest story, and albeit the saddest story, because it's just like this kid was being exercised for months on end, and the Catholic Church was like, "Yo, dog, one priest ain't working. Let's tag team him. Let's get another one in there." Talking about the kid passing gas to mock the Holy Trinity, he was like, they noted it down too. The priest was like, and then he did flatulence 3 times to mock the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And you're like, he's been chained to a bed, and sometimes you got to toot, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the funny part of that was when Rocker Chick actually said that, I looked at J-Dub because it's a standing joke in the receiving dock at work that there's no farting. And it's just like, as soon as I heard that, I just looked at her and she just had this fucking stupid smile on her face.
Listen.
And I'm like, yeah, they know what I'm talking about.
There's nothing like just a look to set somebody off in a podcasting studio where people are staring at each other. You could be just fine and somebody say something off the wall or obscene, and you're fine until you look over to your co-host that's not presenting and they make a face at you and then you just lose your shit. You're just like, I'm unglued now.
But yeah, it was fun having Mason on to actually tell a story. However, I mean, it was a short story, and I mean, he claimed it. But it's so cool to have him on the show. He has been he's top fan, man. He's top fan of the show on Facebook and in merch sales and everything else. So he is representing this weekend at the Bigfoot convention out there in West Virginia. He'll be wearing probably a Celestial Stag t-shirt, I would assume.
I really think you'd be wearing his pair of feet shirt. That's got Bigfoot's feet on it. And my aunt's feet. This is unsettling.
I'm just waiting for the pair of boobs. Nobody jumped on board.
No pair of boob shirt. No, thank you.
But yeah, thank you, Mason. I hope you're having a good time at the con out there. So good. I hope it's fun.
It's a fun concept for an episode. It's definitely. I love a good competition. I don't know that I'd be as gracious as you if I was in there and they're like, "Hey, I'll let the girls go first." Like, no, fuck you. This is the story I want right here. Fuck them. They can go next.
Nah, they're a lot of fun. They're good sports. I gotta, I gotta give them the best opportunity for them to win. They're gonna win anyway.
I don't know,
they
man.
Sound so much better.
The rocker chick always comes in swinging. You gotta give her some kind of disadvantage. Be like, you pick last.
I'll remind her of that, and I'll see how that goes. I'll tell them that you said so.
There you go. The next episode in the last episode for this month was episode 133 with Brian Greer from Northwest Indiana Paranormal, which he was actually on site for what it's on lockdown right now. I can't remember the name of the local prison he was at.
It's the old sheriff's jail that he was at in Crown Point, Indiana.
What he said, there was about 50 cells, like active cells on the location when it shut down, because there was some in the juvenile facility up top and then the adult facility below. But unfortunately, that jail was on lockdown because they were displaying it as a museum, but they were only cited as a jail, so the city locked them down. So he was filming from outside the jail, giving Team Boogers an idea of what it looked like from the outside. And then the rest of the podcast, he was shooting from the inside of his car because it had better internet connection in there.
Yep. Like I said, that was a rough one as far as being able to talk to him with a lot of that, slow internet connection from 5G. But with the magic of Riverside and a little bit of fancy editing, I thought we got a really good interview out.
That's good.
No, I just it was interesting to hear him talk about a case, knowing that he was standing because he said this was one of his favorite haunts because he got a lot of. He said he had consistent shots of shadow entities there. He said he would see like shadow entities dip out from beside cells. He said he had a lot of activities placed, and that's why he was so bummed the city had locked it down. And I was like, clearly this is a prison that's been shut down for over decades. Right. And for the city to be like, hey, this place is marketed as a prison and you're using it as a museum, close it down. What the fuck?
Yeah. Somebody's got a hard on for something up there.
Yeah, somebody's just pissy about it and be like, this is supposed to be used as a prison. And I'd be hard pressed not to hit him back like, okay, well, I'm going to start locking motherfuckers in it. Because what the fuck else am I supposed to do? I own this property. The city sold it to them. Do you think they were going to keep utilizing it as a prison? I said silly. It's just it's rough how the city can put their fingers in the pie no matter where it's at there.
Yeah, they like that shit, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It was an interesting interview. I always like hearing when you guys have paranormal investigators in there because they all have different takes. Listen to them talk about the local haunts they like the most or the equipment they like the most and why they got into the business. He talked about how they're trying to use their business to help the community and how they're doing some cleanups at local cemeteries and gravestone refurbishing and stuff like that. That's always good to hear.
Yeah, it was really cool because they not only are they out doing those things, they're planting trees and flagpoles, and they're doing stuff to spruce up that community. Because talking to Brian on and off of the podcast, I mean, he loves this city, and you can tell it. But the guy who's head of the Northwest Indiana Paranormal is also a compliance officer, or what? I'm not sure. Compliance is the wrong word. Sorry about that. He runs a deal where he takes the high school kids on investigations and stuff. And, that's really, really cool to get them a chance to get interested in all of that too. So. You were laughing. What are you laughing at, Logan?
You froze for a brief second. I thought I lost you.
Oh.
for a brief second, like I was like, is he just being really still or did he freeze? And I wasn't going to say anything because I know how Riverside works, but you had to go blow my cover. I was just like, but then you had to go and point it out. You're ruining the off-screen magic here.
No, sorry. But yeah, great interview with Brian. Super excited to work with him some more. And maybe we'll get over to that first investigation over there at the old sheriff's jail when they get it opened back up.
Yeah, when you guys were talking to him, he kept saying, have you guys been here yet? And I was like, Golden Jay's scaredy ass hasn't been to none of this shit.
I still want to go on a hunt with some people. That was something I'd always hope we'd get around to.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm down to go too, but anytime my mom goes to a haunted place, I'm busy doing something. Like they're going to Louisiana. Jeremy's coming down in August, and they're coming down the weekend before I go to PMC. So like I can see them for a few days, but then I have to go to work for 2 days and then go to California. So I don't get to spend all the time with them. And they'll be in Louisiana going to like not Baton Rouge,
New Orleans.
They're going to New Orleans. I haven't been to New Orleans since I was a kid. All I can remember is the extreme smell of piss and people painted like robots on the side of the road.
Yep, there are those two.
San Francisco was the same way.
Yeah. Smells like piss and robot people.
What does your town bring?
But yeah, that was it for like I said, we came in, we recorded the last side a little later because of my schedule with the call guys last month. So we didn't do our episode the other side until about a week into June. So we covered some of June's shows. So it's only 3 episodes this week. So that's all we have as far as reviews go.
Right on. But it was a good solid 3 episodes.
Yeah, I think you guys have consistently had some paranormal group on for like the last 5 months.
Yeah.
I feel like it's usually when we sit down to the other side, it's always seems like the last episode of the month we talk about like somebody sat down and did an interview with you guys.
That's awesome though. People are willing to come in, sit down and do that.
Oh man, spooky people love to talk about their trade. That is a fact.
True. We have had some really great guests. I mean, Nathan from WAP. We've had the Boozy Bros. We've had
you do
Sips.
I just to clarify with you. You do understand why people like to laugh at WAP, right?
Well, why do you think I said it and just moved on?
Okay, I just want to make sure you know.
You giggle.
I just want to make sure you know.
I just say WAP, and you just start giggling.
Because not once did you crack a smile while talking to them, and I was like,
I was trying to be professional.
Meanwhile, they're like, we sell shirts like crazy, and they're like, and they know why they're selling shirts, and you're just over there. The king of potty humor is just like, yeah. WAP, I get it. All right, cool. Let's go on. I'm like, is there something going? Either he don't know or he's just trying to play it cool.
I was playing it cool.
Listen, if you're out there, listeners, and you haven't heard Richard Cheese's rendition of WAP, go out there and listen to it because you want to hear somebody croon to that song. It'll change your life.
Change it.
Get me a bucket and a mop for that. And I'm gonna stop right there. I don't need that soundbite of me out on the internet.
But even with Nathan, he got to meet Bam Margera at one of the conventions that they went
Truly
to, which
spooky.
was really, really cool. And we got to talk to him about that and stuff. So, I mean, we have been really, really fortunate with the guests. They've been really cool and we've enjoyed them. I bought some crystals off of the girl from Southern Indiana Paranormal Society because she runs a side business. So I bought some crystals and stuff off of her. I think I've got one of them sitting right here, but just a lot of fun we've had with the guests. And like I said, we've got a long line coming up. So, yeah.
I just heard Ozzy.
That wasn't me.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck I heard then. I thought I heard a dog.
I think you're hearing shit.
It might be. It's a paranormal podcast. Maybe it was something spooky.
I lost my notepad that has all that stuff on it, but anyway. So yeah, we're looking forward to what we got coming up in the future and hopefully have some more great guests. Super.
Yeah, you heard it. Great guest here, United States
Paranormal.
Paranormal. Check it out. Yep. On the other
Hope
side,
you-
we just have subpar guests like Matt.
That's cool. That's all right.
I don't
Man,
think we've had any other guest on the other. Oh no,
No, Strawman was on with
we
us.
had Strawman. We had Mason on
Yep.
during Halloween.
Yep.
They got to come on for the other side and just listen to me and Jeremy talk about the episodes and occasionally be like,
Yeah.
yeah. I got to remember that this is an audio podcast and I keep fucking motioning with my head. But join the Patreon and you can see all my head movements.
Stunning
That's
HD.
And his fancy ponytail.
It is a nice ponytail, all right?
It definitely is a nice ponytail. Needs a ribbon or something.
It's
Add a little pizzazz to that thing.
I don't
Get your
need
big-ass bow.
pizzazz. Man.
Oh,
But yeah, that's all of our stories for this month. All covered up.
yeah. And we're looking forward to heading into the big month of July. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but something exciting is going to happen.
There will be
I'll bet you.
podcasts, and they will be talked about on the last Saturday of the month. That we know.
Yeah. That's pretty much a gimme right there. Yeah.
Yep. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't. Who knows?
You just don't know.
Maybe we'll get Alicia. Maybe Bose will come in. Maybe we'll talk to Bob Dylan. You never know. He's still alive, right? Yeah, he's still alive. We're good. We get Bob Dylan in. That's the other side. It doesn't matter if he's alive or not. We can land it.
Right.
We get the ghost of Harry Houdini up in this bitch.
Hey, speaking of, and I meant to ask this earlier, whatever happened to the ghost of Harry Houdini from the 7-Eleven?
I'm fairly certain he's still out there plugging the 7-Eleven.
He just stopped posting on any social. I didn't see anything. I think we all followed him at some point, didn't we?
I think he was here for Alicia specifically.
Oh.
Yeah, Harry Houdini liked ladies. That was a fact. I don't know. I hadn't been to a 7-Eleven in a long ass time. I started seeing all these TikToks of every time they find a credit card skimmer, it's always at a fucking 7-Eleven.
Yeah, man.
Also, when I stop doing caffeine, there's really no reason to go to a 7-Eleven anymore because a Slurpee is all caffeine.
It's true.
God, I miss a good Slurpee though. Fuck.
I got nothing. I'm not.
Sometimes you have
following
to
that.
rob yourself of the joys in life just to stay a little bit healthier, folks. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, I'm 50 years old. I ain't robbing shit. Fuck it.
There you
I'm
go.
good to go. I'm just gonna be happy. Listen, boys, Matt, it is so
Yeah,
good to
absolutely.
see you, dude. Seriously, and I definitely am looking forward to next year for the wedding and getting to hang out with you. Like I said, I'm going to bring some posters and get everybody to sign it so we can have a couple original, all members of Two Stop signed posters floating around.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So, it'll be awesome. And yeah, if you guys work out something where you guys want to do a special episode, we can throw it in on the second Saturday or something like that. You guys want to do that? Bring back Team Tejas for one. I am almost guaranteed the fans would love that. So,
Oh, Saturday, man. We want a main slot. If we're going to come back, we want a main slot.
hey, listen.
We want a bonus.
Yeah, you
And
guys
we
got to
want a
knock
care
down
package.
the king for that shit right now.
We-
You know
we
what I'm
want,
saying?
We want a care package with some like hoity-toity jellies and some smelly cheese too.
Yeah, listen. All you're gonna get is some rotten KY and a couple broken condoms.
Yeah,
so
that fits.
just
Why does it
relax.
got to be rotten KY? It can't even be like good off-brand KY. It's
No,
gotta be-
it's not sending you the good stuff. You're not getting the good stuff.
It's rotten because it's I was gonna say unused, but it's in Golden Jay's room. It's getting you. Let's not
That's
not
not
pull
doing-
punches here.
Brandon will still use it.
What's this?
I could have went without that. I could have went without that. You don't
You
need
guys-
your
you guys
busted ass
want any of
KY.
You
He's
guys
got it
want
on.
any of this?
He's got it on tap. He don't need your busted ass KY. He's got an industrial size
55-gallon drum.
with the pour top on top of it, just like a ketchup dispensers at a fucking diner.
He was so happy during Prime days when he could get that 55-gallon drum.
50%
I pulled
off.
that up
Hell
once
yeah.
to
Hell
show
yeah.
some
Take
people. And then for the longest time, my suggested items on my front page of Amazon was all sex toys.
Accidentally. That's fine. It's whatever you need to say, buddy. It's okay. We're not here to judge. It's a safe place.
Safe. It is safe here.
Safe. I'm Irish. We don't believe in lube. We just have spit. We're poor people.
Yeah, hawk too, right?
yeah, there you go. Hot tootie. Look,
Their sex
we're
toys are
current now.
potatoes.
You get it, folks?
That's right.
We're current. Hey, now. Don't disrespect potatoes like that. Come on.
Man, once again,
go check
remember,
out
that's
the
why he doesn't
Patreon.
like bananas.
You shush. Go check. I'm trying to plug your Patreon here, and you're talking about fucking bananas. Literally. Go check out the Patreon if you want to see this and all of its video splendor of us dipping in and dipping out, and me doing silent bits in an audio podcast by making eyes at the camera. Go to the Patreon, check it out. You can see me sleeveless and Golden Jay and Maddie rocking their two-stop shirts.
I'm also in shorts. You want some leg?
Hats,
Would that make the
hats.
Patreon a little bit of leg?
What?
See if I can do the.
Yeah, show it off.
Can you get your leg up that high? There you go. Oh, he's wearing shorts. Here I was thinking, like, can I do this in my boxers and not have a problem? But I'm surrounded by glass, so you never really know. So check it out on the Patreon. There's multiple tiers with multiple convoluted names, from Haskins Hoodlums to I can't remember the rest.
Voodoo Vandals. Don't forget about that one.
Voodoo Vandals and Casper's Crackheads.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
The Chavs.
Chavas?
Yeah. I got it on an app so I can play it back so I can know how to pronounce it.
We've also got automated plugs for the rest of the podcast that Golden Jay definitely is going to need to update here sooner than later.
Yes, Dad. Yes, Dad.
I'm just going to keep giving him shit about that until it happens. Tomorrow, well, go check out the Call Guys. They have special Friday episodes where I interview them. Chico's is going live tomorrow, which by the time you're listening to this, it's your yesterday.
Yep.
So it's there. Go check it out. Listen to Chico get interviewed. Listen to Colin get interviewed. Or go back on the other side and listen to Golden Jay, the Rocker Chick, and J-Dub get interviewed by me as we get to know the podcast. Maybe we'll continue this with other people from the Golden Image podcast world. Golden Mojo. Golden Mojo.
Golden Mojo. We need to figure out you need to interview Frankie Vegas.
Bring in Frankie. I'll interview anybody and everybody. You want to bring Maddie in here and get interviewed? We'll interview Maddie. You want to, I don't know who else to interview there. We could interview Coach. I don't care. I'll get to know everybody. That'll definitely be a unique one because I don't know.
You want to find a random guy on the street? Bring him in.
Yeah, I'll talk.
I'll interview him.
I just like to talk. So if that's something you're interested in hearing, let us know at the UnitedStatesParanormal@gmail.com. Also, if you have questions, comments, or your own spooky stories, submit them to us. Also at that same email address, UnitedStatesParanormal@gmail.com. Maddie, do you have any stuff that you got people that you want to check out at, or are you still working on that aspect?
To see my stuff? Oh, man, that's a wonderful question. No, I don't have anything right now. At some point, there'll be a website for Strange Matter Sound, which is my sound company. We don't have a name yet for this partnership, so no luck there. But check out Hot Grits, the band. They're pretty cool. I've been working on some of their music, and they're
Hot Grits.
We'll dig them. I'll plug other people's stuff.
There you go.
That's fair. Hot Grits, and if you want to have a subpar brunch, go get you some Hot Grits. Also, it's like oatmeal, but not.
It's like oatmeal, but sand.
Yeah. Live your life the way you want to live. I'm not here to knock you. I don't have nothing to plug. I'm just Logan. I just do my thing. I don't do plugs. I don't know my own websites or Twitch. I don't know none of that stuff. It's just there. I don't know the names or the URLs. But that's it. I think that's all we got here, ladies and gentle folks.
Yes. All right. Take us out.
I will give it a shot. As we spoke about it earlier, I don't have this thing nailed
Logan,
down.
let's do it for old time's sake.
Real close. Let me bring this in real close for you, ladies and gentlemen out there. Do you find yourself awake late at night, scared, and worried about where you're going to go after you die? Well, let me tell you, you don't have to be scared. because there's not just Golden Jay and just Logan waiting for you on the side. Maddie's there too. And we got the casting couch and apparently a spoiled bottle of lube. Just waiting for you on the other side. So you know what? I take it back. Be afraid of what's waiting for you on the other side. Because it ain't pleasant. We're there with the busted ass bottle of lube. Just waiting. Keep it spooky. That's when Golden Jay usually says, we'll see you on the other side. But he fucked it up. So.
You said it already. We'll see you on the other side.
Matt, say something. That's not what I was aiming for, but all right. That's the note we're leaving on. Just wipe the spit off my face and let's just leave this place. Let's close the doors. Just give the all.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal. Check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com or at any other of our social media pages. At Twitter at TOSOPPOD, at Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, or Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, or YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795.
Please check out our other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network. The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, Indiana Chiefs Fans, The Golden 80s, Murd Nerds, and A Quart of Books and Booze.
And if you have a location you would like us to check into or a creepy story that you would love to tell us, please email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen.